everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're continuing our little mini series where we're talking about 10 games that are like another game. So if you guys don't know, I did this for Animal Crossing Stardew Valley, and now in this video we're going to be doing it for The Sims. So if you want to see 10 games that are like The Sims, be sure to definitely keep on watching. First is inzoi, and this is probably one of the biggest life sim games probably that people are comparing to The Sims right now. In this game, you control characters called the Zois. You create them, customize their appearance, build their homes, manage their everyday lives, and watch how they interact with the world around them. The two biggest things that stands out in Zoe is how realistic everything looks. The character, city, the lighting, the homes, and the environments all have a very modern, realistic style. So compared to The Sims, with more of a stylized look, and so it feels more like you're watching real people live in the city. From what has been shown, you can customize your characters in detail, decorate and build houses, create different lifestyles, and control how your always live day to day. There's jobs, relationships, emotions, routines, and different ways for characters to interact with each other. Another thing that makes Inzo interesting is the city. It does not just feel like you're stuck. It feels more like a full world where people are moving around and life is happening outside your house too. So it's definitely one of the strongest games to mention if you are talking about a Sims alternative because directly trying to give players that life simulation experience with more of a realistic and modern feel. Next is paralives, and this is another huge one for the life sim fans. Paralives is a life simulation game where you create characters called the paras. You can build homes, design spaces, manage relationships, all of their lives as they grow and interact with the world. One of the biggest reasons people are excited for the paralives is the building system. The game has shown off things like curved walls, free placement, resizing objects, and a lot more freedom with decorating. So instead of feeling locked into a grid or limited by certain furniture sizes, give you more control over how you want your home to look. The character also seems like a big part of the game. You customize, you choose their style, and build out their personalities. It has a softer, cozy art style, so it feels a little different from Inzoi. Inzoi is more realistic, while Parallax is more warm, stylized, and creative. Another thing that people like about Parallax is that it feels like it was made with Sims players in mind. A lot of the features are things like Sim fans have been asking for, especially when it comes to more building freedom and customization. So someone like The Sims, mainly for building houses, decorating, creating people, and making stories, Parallax is definitely one of the biggest ones to watch, and I'm so excited for the upcoming release of this game. Next is vivaland, and vivaland is interesting because it takes the life sim idea and adds a multiplayer focus. So instead of only controlling your own household alone, the game is built around the idea of playing in a shared life sim world with other people. You can play solo, but the big selling point is that you can also play online with friends. You can build homes, decorate interiors, create characters, and live in a town that grows with you. The decorating and the building style looks very important in this game. A lot of the screenshots and trailers focus on modern homes, realistic furniture, and detailed interiors. So if you are someone who spends hours and hours like building the kitchens, bedrooms, living rooms, or making the houses look perfect, this is one that is very much so perfectly into that lane. What makes it different from The Sims is the social part. The Sims is mostly a single player sandbox. Vivaland seems more focused on letting you share that life sim experience with other people. So this is one to include because it's not just another copy of The Sims, but it's taking the life sim formula and adding co-op and multiplayer, which can make it feel a lot more different. And number four, we have this little sim world. This one's a cozy life sim set in a city inspired by London. Instead of focusing on huge realistic worlds or super intense drama, Little Sim World seems more focused on everyday life. You create your character, live in an apartment, decorate your space, explore the city, shop, cook, go to cafes, meet people, and build your own routine. This is one of those games that feel more chill and cozy compared to the chaos people sometimes make in The Sims, but it is still life simulation because you are building a character's life, managing their space, and exploring the world. But the vibe seems a lot more softer and relaxing. The apartment aspect is also really cute because not every life sim has to be about building a giant house. Sometimes it's just fun to create a little small cozy space and go into the city and create your daily little routine. So Little Sim World is good for people who like the lifestyle side of Sims, not just the drama, but the idea of waking up, going out, decorating your home, and slowly creating a little life. Next is Tiny Life. Tiny Life feels more like classic life sim, but with pixel art. You create characters, build homes, manage their needs, help them build relationships, get jobs, learn skills, and live their everyday lives. So even though the graphics are totally different from The Sims, the gameplay structure is actually very similar. You are still managing people and making sure their needs are met, improving their lives, and building out their homes. It has a top-down pixel look, which makes it feel more indie and cozy. But underneath that style, it still has a lot of the systems that sim players usually will like. You can build and furnish houses, control multiple characters, create little routines for them, and watch their lives play out. This is going to include because it does give variety. Not every Sims alternative has to be realistic or super modern. Tiny Life is more simple visually, but it still understands the life sim formula. So this one's for the people who like the older Sims feeling, but want to look more smaller, indie pixel style. This is Pixelia. This is one of the life sim games with a side-scrolling style and looks more chaotic and career-focused. In Pixelia, you are basically building a life from the ground up. You can work jobs, improve skills, decorate your home, build relationships, and decide what direction your character's life goes in. What makes this one different is that it seems more focused on progression. You are not just sitting in one house managing needs. You are working towards different life goals and trying to build a future for your character. There are different careers and lifestyle paths, and your character can move through society in different ways, so it feels more like a life story game mixed with a simulation. This one's good for the list because it adds a different type of energy. It is not just cozy decorating or realistic building. It has more of a start from nothing and become someone kind of feeling. So someone likes Sims because they like making stories and watching characters' life change over time. Pixelia is definitely one that fits that side of things. Avakin Life is more of a social virtual world than a traditional Sim style game, but still fits because it focuses heavily on customization, decorating, social spaces, and creating an online lifestyle. You create your avatar, choose outfits, decorate the apartment, visit different locations, and interact with other players. So instead of controlling a household like The Sims, it's more about creating your own character and expressing yourself in a virtual world. The customization is the main thing here. You can change your style, decorate your space, collect items, and make your avatar look how you want. It is more social and online focused, so it does have a different feel from most of the other games on this list. Number 8 we have is My Time as Sandrock. This is not a direct Sims clone, but it has a lot of life sim elements that make it worth including. You move to a desert town and become a builder. Your job is to gather resources, craft items, complete commissions, upgrade your workshop, and help the town grow. But the reason it fits in this list is because there's also a big focus on the relationships, the daily routines, the home building, decorating, romance, and becoming part of the community. The town has a lot of characters with their own personalities, schedules, and storylines. You can build friendships, go through character events, and even romance and marry certain characters. Compared to The Sims, this one has more adventure than crafting. It's not just about controlling people in the house. It's more about living in the town, building your life, and becoming part of the world. So it's a good option for people who like the relationship and life building, but also want a more story and gameplay structure. Number 9 we have is the tenants. This one's different because instead of controlling a family or living a virtual life, you manage rental properties and tenants. You renovate the apartments, decorate spaces, choose furniture, fix issues, and rent the properties out to different tenants. You also have to manage their needs and deal with different situations that come up. So, a favorite part of The Sims is building houses, decorating the rooms, and creating different living spaces. This is a game that will fit perfectly into that. The Tenants is more management focused than The Sims. You're not creating a full family story, but you are designing homes and dealing with people living in them. It also gives you a reason to keep building and decorating because every property has a purpose. You are trying to make money, improve spaces, and grow your rental business. The last game is called Life by You. Now this one's different because Life by You was actually canceled, so it's not a game people can go and play. I still think it's worth mentioning because it's one of those biggest Sims competitors people were watching. Life by You was supposed to be a very open life simulation game. The idea was that players would be able to control people in the open world, customize almost everything, and create detailed stories. One of the biggest things people talked about was how open the game was supposed to be. You could directly control the characters, move around the world without loading screens, customize dialogue, edit characters, edit objects, and change a lot of the systems. It also seemed like it was going for more realistic and adult life sim style compared to The Sims. The reason it's still important to mention is because it shows how much like demand was for new simulation games, and this one was really talked about a lot and hyped up before. I don't know why, but it got canceled. So I would frame it as a what could have been. So it's not a recommendation to buy. And that includes our roundup of the 10 games I like The Sims. If you guys like any of these games or you're excited to try one of them out, let me know in the comment section below. If you have tried one of these games out, also let me know and what you thought of them. And of course, if you have any other games that you want to make in this mini series, also let me know in the comment section below. And I will try to do my best to include 10 games that are like that game. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.